The 9-to-5 grind is a trap, and if you don't break free now, you might find yourself stuck in the same cycle for years, missing out on a life that you truly deserve. And I've helped dozens of people escape the corporate rat race by following a proven business model that actually works. And the best part is you don't need millions of dollars. You just need the right action plan and willingness to take action. So let's dive in. A traditional job, you trade your time for money, and your income is just limited by the number of hours you can work. Plus, there's no job security anymore. Companies are downsizing, automating, using AI, and outsourcing more than ever. So relying on a single source of income from a 9-to-5 is risky, stressful, and limiting. So what is this proven business model that can help you escape this? Franchising. Instead of having to start a business totally from scratch, you get in the fast lane by turning decades of experience and knowledge into a matter of days. And I've been in franchising my entire life. Today, I own a portfolio of over 40 franchises that do over $45 million in revenue. And I started this channel to help people do the same. So subscribe to learn more about franchising. And by the way, I just wrote a complete guide on escaping the 9-to-5 to become a multi-unit franchisee. You can grab a copy in the description below. Why is franchising the perfect exit strategy? Well, franchising is like getting a business in a box. And instead of having to spend years figuring out what works and what doesn't, you were handed a playbook written by people who've been there, done that. And all you need to do is execute. And now you might be thinking, well, franchises are expensive. And you're right. Taco Bell, McDonald's, Planet Fitness, those cost millions of dollars to open. But here's the thing. There's a huge range of options within franchising, and you can get started in many service-based models for much less than you think and still have the opportunity to scale to millions in revenue. The key here is finding the right franchise that aligns with your goals, your skills, your budget, and makes sense in your market. And did you know that 50% of franchises cost less than $350,000? And many great concepts start for around $100,000. My friend bought into a high-ticket home service franchise for around $80,000 in cash, plus he took on some debt, and in 2 years, he's made over $700,000 in profit. Now, he's one of the top performing franchisees in the system, and nothing is guaranteed, but it shows you what is possible. Unlike your 9-to-5, where your income is capped, owning a franchise offers unlimited growth potential based on how hard and smart you work. So if you want to build something that can scale, something that can eventually run without you, something that is yours, something that you can control the destiny of, then franchising may be right. Plus, you're not alone. You get the support of the franchisor in terms of training, marketing, operations, and you're part of a network of other franchisees all over the country operating the exact same business model as you. And most franchisees believe in rising tide lifts all boats, and they're all there to help each other. Now let's get into the roadmap, the exact steps that you need to take over the next 6 months to transform from an employee into an entrepreneur through franchising. Month number 1 is all about research and self-assessment. This is where you lay the foundation for your future success. You need to get crystal clear on your goals. You need to ask yourself, why do I want to own a business? Are you looking for a side hustle that brings in some extra income? Or are you ready to build an empire? Anything is possible, and you want to make sure that the business also aligns with your skills and desired lifestyle. Do you want a business that's only open from Monday to Friday, 9-to-5? Or do you want a business that you can just run the wheels off of going 24/7 with multiple shifts and can make a lot of money, but with a lot of stress on your time, right? Everyone's different in what they want in the lifestyle that they want to live. Do you want to get into high-ticket sales like my friend? Or do you want to get into some low-cost, marketing-driven, recurring revenue model like mosquito spraying or house cleaning? Are you good at leading a big team? You may thrive in a senior care business or a staffing, something that has hundreds of employees. And it's crucial to choose a franchise that aligns with your strengths and the kind of lifestyle. There's no one-size-fits-all. There's no perfect franchise. In fact, there's over 3,000 franchises in the US, which means going through this research process alone can feel overwhelming. But there's another way. Instead, you can work together with an experienced team of franchise advisors. This is where I come in. We've helped dozens of employees become entrepreneurs through franchising. Like my friend Nick, who's currently the #1 franchisee with Rolling Suds, or Keith, who quit his job a few months after launching his Voda franchise and is just finished #4 in sales last month. And the best part, our consulting service, 100% free to you. We get paid on the back end by the franchisor if we are successful in helping you find a great brand. On to month 2. It's time to start narrowing down your options. You've done research, and now you should have a short list of franchises that align with your goals and your strengths, your skills, your lifestyle, all that stuff. And so you want to focus on franchises that have strong support systems, and proven track records. This is one of the most important decisions you're going to make in your life, so take your time and choose wisely. And then remember that you're not just buying a business, you're entering into a long-term partnership with the franchisor. So due diligence is critical in this phase, and it's one of the many resources that you get from working with my team is this due diligence checklist that we walk through every category: leadership, operations, support, training, marketing, your growth strategy, financial analysis, and more. And the most important part is to talk to franchisees. They're going to be your best unfiltered source of information, especially the guys in Boston and North Jersey. And, they're not going to hold anything back. And you can ask them, like, how does the franchise support work? How's the marketing working? Is the business performing at your expectation? How's it work in this market versus that market? What challenges are you facing, right? I have over 20 questions that you need to ask franchisees. And finally, the best question is, if you could, would you do it all over again? This is very telling. Month 3 is about financing. This is where a lot of people get stuck, but don't worry, it doesn't have to be that complicated. You have a lot of options when it comes to funding a franchise. You could obviously pay in cash, tap into savings. The SBA is very friendly to lending to franchise startups. You could tap into home equity. You could use your 401k without paying any penalties. Even unsecured personal lenders are options. If you have solid credit history and a clear business plan, you're going to be surprised by the number of options you have. But a word of caution here is to only borrow what you can pay back comfortably and keep a lot of cash on the side. I know sometimes it's tempting to go all in and max out whatever loan they give you, but it's better to leave yourself a cushion for unexpected expenses. The business may grow slower than you expected. You may have some expenses, whatever it is. And it's better to kind of have peace of mind and a little less weight on your shoulders without having as much debt rather than worrying about the payments every month. Now, everyone's going to be different in terms of relativity here. So just pick something that you're comfortable with, not worrying about what other people are doing. Month 4, now you're flying to corporate headquarters. You're going to meet everybody in person. You're finalizing your financing and you're making your final selection, signing the franchise agreement, and you're off to the races. The franchisor will now start the onboarding process. So you'll dive into online training to start learning industry knowledge, products, services, the operations, customer service, and a whole lot more. At the same time, you're going to establish your legal entity. You're going to set up your business bank accounts, shop for insurance, start looking for real estate, and much more. Now, I know this sounds like a lot of stuff, but the franchisor normally have very extensive checklists, so that can help keep you on track. Month 5, in-person training. After you complete your online training, you'll go back to the franchisor's headquarters for hands-on in-person training. This usually is the following month, but sometimes it's a little bit more delayed depending on their schedules. And here your goal is to apply everything you learned. So you want to turn book knowledge into learned knowledge. Now, for some franchises, they call it Residence Week, where basically you're working in the field. You're working the job every single day, either with franchise corporate or with a successful franchisee who's near headquarters. At the same time, you're going to finalize all your operational and administrative tasks, like that insurance, ordering your equipment, signing that lease, whatever it is. You're also going to start hiring your staff and laying the foundation for your local marketing efforts. The goal of this month is to have everything in place so that when you open your doors or you launch your territory, you can hit the ground running. Now, when it comes to hiring, keep in mind that every franchise is in the people business. So you want to make sure you hire slow and trade hard and fire fast. If you realize you don't have the right person on board and they're combative and they don't want to follow the process, it's better to cut ties early as opposed to dragging it out and feeling like you're constantly pushing a donkey up the hill. Because if you find the right people, the business will take off and it'll be much smoother. If you have the wrong people, it will be very stressful, in addition to all the other stuff that you have going on. In terms of marketing, you want to build buzz in your community. So this could be getting on social media, getting involved in community events, or whatever it takes to drum up some excitement before you launch. And now, month 6, it's game time. This is when you launch. This is when you hit the ground running and you start doing business, right? So you want to leverage the franchisor's marketing tools and you want to go hard. This is your chance to make a big first impression, so don't hold back. And your focus should be driving sales. Cash is king right here. Your goal is to get the sales, get the wins, discount if you have to, and worry about your margins later. Your goal is to get the reps in. Your goal is to get referrals. Your goal is to get Google reviews, to practice, right? Don't worry about making it perfect and super profitable and all this stuff. Right now, it's all about getting wins. Remember, the launch is just the beginning, and there's these different phases that you go through. In the beginning, you want to stay focused, stay motivated, and keep pushing and follow the playbook. The hard work you do now will pay off in the long run. I want to make a quick note here. This timeline is for mobile Franchises, if you get into a retail concept, such as like a spa, like a store, an auto shop, like whatever it is, it takes another 3 to 6 months to find and renovate the real estate. So just add that to your timeline. All right, let's get into the challenges. So making this transition is not all sunshine and rainbows. It'll probably be one of the toughest things you've ever done in your life, especially if you're coming from some cushy executive corporate job to a boring blue-collar business. You'll go through a honeymoon period, but then it gets tough and you'll ask yourself, like, what the heck did I do? You're gonna face challenges, turnover, competition, cash crunches, but with the right mindset, these are just speed bumps in the road. And the key here is to stay positive. Don't be in the victim. Don't trash talk yourself. I remember the first year we've launched, multiple franchises. It was tough, right? We had to deal with unexpected expenses, staffing issues, sales growing slower than we want, marketing efforts not really working, but we stayed focused on the long-term vision that we set earlier, and that made all the difference because we kept pushing forward, we kept learning, when eventually the business started to take off, and those wins got higher and higher and bigger and better. So remember that every successful entrepreneur faces obstacles. The difference is how you handle them. So you need to stay resilient, stay adaptable, and most importantly, stay committed to those goals that you set. The challenges that you face today will become stories of success tomorrow. So there you have it. Just 6 months, you just went from some dead-end corporate job to being an entrepreneur in a business that you love. And it's a journey that requires hard work, dedication, and a willingness to step outside that comfort zone, but the rewards are worth it. Eventually, you can build a business that prints money and gives you the freedom to set your own schedule. And people just like you have made this transformation every single day. And if you don't want to go through the process alone, then give my team a call. We can help get you started down the path of financial freedom. So take control of your life right now. There's no perfect moment. And in the next 6 months, your life could look completely different, but only if you take the first step. And I'm here for every step of the way. So if I can do it, you can do it. And to learn more about franchising, check out my free coaching program. It's linked below. I host live group calls. I've got a course. And if you're really serious, you can work with somebody on my team to explore franchises that may fit your goals and your skills and your budget and make sense for you. So I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.